who helps me understand what that scarier truth actually is.
Before you see a targeted ad, there's this milliseconds long auction that determines the ad you see.
Lena Cohen works at the Electronic Frontier Foundation and writes about the underlying privacy risks of the targeted advertising industry. To understand those risks, you have to understand what happens in the split second before you see an ad.
Hundreds, if not thousands of companies are bidding on that ad space, but they're not just bidding on ad space, they're bidding on you.
It goes something like this. As soon as someone loads a web page or app with an available ad slot, that publisher sends out information about what you're reading or watching or doing to an ad exchange. There are many ad exchanges on the internet, but Google is by far the largest one. The ad exchange compiles other information about you and packages it into a bid request, like this. You can see the web page this person is looking at, their device details, IP address, GPS coordinates, and ID codes identifying this specific person and their inferred interests. These codes, for example, represent Southeast England, real estate listings, residential sales, new homes and custom homes, and real estate agencies. So we know that we could probably show this person ads for new homes in Southeast England. The more specific personal data in a bid request, the higher bids it can get. Then the ad exchange broadcasts that information to thousands of companies who represent potential advertisers.
They use all of that personal information to decide on whether or not to bid for your attention.
And the highest bidder gets the spot. This whole process is over in milliseconds. It's called real-time bidding, and it happens every single time you load an ad on an app or website, about 750 times a day for the average person in the US.
Like, even that explanation really simplifies it. I'll also send, let me just send you this.
Oh my God. What is this?
Yeah, there are so many different types of ad tech companies.
Wow.
Hundreds or thousands of companies receiving a little piece of information about what you're doing. They could stitch together all of that information into a really comprehensive profile, not just of what you were doing online that day, but who you are as a person.
A bid request might not literally have someone's name on it, but it can easily be connected to real people and reveal a lot about them. This location information reveals our movement throughout the day, and these interest codes can describe sensitive personal information. Google has specific real-time bidding codes for your ethnicity, politics, religion, sexuality, and a ton of health conditions that can be broadcast about you every time you load an ad. Those sensitive details can wind up in many hands, because even though only one ad buyer wins the auction, all of them get the data. They can view it, store it, or pass it on to other parties, even if they never place a bid on it at all, and even if they aren't actually an advertiser.
Any company posing as an ad buyer can access a massive stream of personal information about the billions of people seeing targeted ads per day, just by participating in these auctions.
In 2017, researchers posed as advertisers in a real-time bidding network. With a $1,000 budget, they were able to track the location of individuals using apps served by that advertising network, and by looking at which apps they were using, infer their religion and sexuality. And that whole process isn't hypothetical.
That is something that data brokers have been documented doing, participating in real-time bidding auctions for the purpose of collecting data about people that they go on to sell, not participating in these auctions in order to advertise to people.
One data broker named Mobile Wallet used data from real-time bidding auctions to track union organizers and Black Lives Matter protesters, and made audience lists of pregnant women, Hispanic churchgoers, and members of the LGBTQ community to help its clients target ads. And once those lists have been created, they can be weaponized for all kinds of purposes. In 2026, U.S. Customs and Border Protection admitted to purchasing phone location data acquired via the real-time bidding process, allowing it to see specific individuals' location history without ever issuing a warrant.
Creepy ads are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the harms of this system. The advertising industry has basically built this surveillance machine that can be co-opted by anyone who pays.
So the next time you see a creepy ad and you want to know, why am I saying this? It is to the very best of our knowledge, not because your phone heard you talking about it. That's according not just to the companies that deny it, but to the actual experts who study it. We still can't say it with 100% certainty, but the reality, as far as all of these studies and evidence and expert opinions go, is that you aren't being listened to. You're being tracked. There are settings you can change that will make a difference. In your phone settings, don't allow apps to track your activity across other apps, and disable personalized ads. You can disable them in Google's My Ad Center too. In your Meta ad preferences, don't allow ads based on your activity with other businesses, and don't allow Meta to show you ads in other apps. That should make some difference, but it won't change the underlying system. And even though creepy ads are the most obvious outcome of that system, all the outcomes we don't notice might be more impactful.
Things happen in our lives. Oh, we don't get that loan approved. Or suddenly some application fails, or all sorts of decisions are made about us based on this kind of data. It doesn't really matter how they're collecting this information. What people really need to be sensitized about is the consequence of that.
And right now, one of the most jarring consequences of that data collection is how online ads have become a backdoor into a goldmine of information about people's activities and whereabouts. It's a full-blown surveillance system that was originally designed to sell us stuff, but can be used for so much more in ways that can have profound consequences on people's lives. This system, as it works right now, actually is something worth worrying about. It's time to start talking about the right reasons why.